It is winter, it is cold, but if there's a break in the weather and the soil isn't frozen, there's still things we can be getting on with. Now, I make no secret about the fact that I have got a lot of rhubarb, and my other rhubarb area at the bottom plot is actually looking really good. Now, this time last year, around this time last year, I was actually dividing rhubarb and putting that onto the community plot, and that's looking really good as well, and it's grown really well this year. Now, at this time of year, our rhubarb is dormant. However, it's far too cold to be actually splitting and dividing at this time of year, and actually I've got about 26 pounds, so I don't actually want to do that. But this rhubarb area really needs a lot of attention. I haven't really dealt with this area for about 2 years, and actually it's really telling. Now again, I'm right next to the fence here where I've got some hedging which has been very kindly chopped down. However, there's a lot of those brambles and thorns in this area, which is why I sort of neglect it a little bit, because when it comes to weeding it, I just end up being spiked. But I have got to do something about this. So first thing I need to do is actually clear all those little brambles and thorny bits which are around in this area, get them out the way, and then I am going to be weeding this area. Again, good old couch grass, and certainly a lot of nettles as well. Now, it is cold, and if it was colder today, then we're probably forecast I would not be able to get into this ground at all. However, what I can find is just digging up from the surface. Underneath it, it is really still not frozen. If it was frozen, I just would not be doing this. So a bit to clear first, then I'm going to be hands and knees job as usual, going to be clearing these weeds, ready for the next stage, which is going to be protecting these really good crowns that I have in here, just to give them a bit of a chance. So certainly looking a lot better than it was, and good old plastic sheeting again at the side where the fence is really stopping me from getting all those roots from those stinging nettles out of the way. But it's been there for a very long time, and it's something that again I'm going to have to clear at some point, but not today because it is so cold. My toes are frozen. Now obviously we've got the aesthetics, it looks good. At the end of this particular patch, I've actually got my ransoms or my wild garlic, and I've come across quite a few of those little sort of corms, if you like, in the ground, and they're looking really good. They're going to be happier now, they're going to have less weeds around them. But I need to do something else with this. I need to treat it really nicely and give it a really good feed. Now normally around rhubarb you'd be doing things like your manure. Now I don't particularly like manure when it is fresh. Really, you need to be having manure which will age about 3 to 6 months before it's going to be really good stuff. Otherwise, what you might find, if it's horse manure, it's going to be full of seeds, or if it's cow manure, you might actually find there's a lot of ammonia in there which will just scorch your plants. So Heart of Eden do actually do farmyard manure, which is going to be really nicely rotted down, and the way you can tell is if there are worms in there, it's good stuff. However, I don't actually have any today, so I'm going to sort of use my peat-free compost, and I'm going to pop in something else which I do with my seed potatoes, because I know it's going to add some really good nutrients which are so badly needed in this area, and it's my chicken pellets. So quite simply, what I'm going to do is just sprinkle these around where I've got my rhubarb pounds, and then once I've done that and covered this area, I'm then going to mulch it over with the multi-purpose peat-free compost, and that's going to really help to secure, keep these grounds nice and warm, and also give them a really good feed, which is what they really desperately need. And I'm going to revive this rhubarb patch to be as good as the other one, and it's going to be pretty rhubarb-tastic.